Hi guys, welcome to Techies on the Go. So today we are going to Dockerize a Spring Boot application that is backed by MySQL. So I hope all of you know what Docker is and why we are using Docker. In order to Dockerize a Spring Boot application, the steps involved is first we will be making an image of a Docker image of a Spring Boot application, and then we will be running that. So in order to start this process, we need a Spring Boot application. So I have made a Spring Boot application here. So I will be providing a GitHub URL in the description. You can clone that. So it's a basic application with one API, it's a one controller API. So and there is a MySQL connection also. So the first thing in starting, we need a Docker file. So the Docker file is from where the contain image is being formed. So first we need to do is from the file we will be creating a Docker file. So we can name it as Docker file itself. We are currently in the root folder of the project, and we'll create a plain Docker file from there. So in order to run a Spring Boot application, first we need is a Java to be installed. So in the container we need Java. So we will be using an OpenJDK. So the first command will be to get the OpenJDK from the Docker Hub. So we will be writing from OpenJDK, and the version name is 8. So if you want to check other versions or other repositories from which this OpenJDK can be downloaded, you can just simply visit hub.docker.com. From there we can just simply search for OpenJDK. So yeah, so you can see that it is listing a lot of searches are coming. So the first one is the official Docker image. So we will be using that only for in order to run the Spring Boot application. So coming back to the file, when the first command execute, it will download the OpenJDK 8 from the Docker Hub, and then the second line we will be adding the jar file from the target folder to the root folder of the Docker. We will be copying the jar file which need to be executed. So here my name is demo.docker.jar, and that will be copied as the same name only into the root folder. So I will copy that and demo.docker.jar. And the third thing we need to do is we need to expose the port that we are going to run a MySQL application. So I am exposing 8082 here. So we'll mention that. And the next thing is entry point. So entry point is where what command to be executed when the container is up and running. So in order to execute jar, we need java -jar and the container name. So the Docker command will be given us inside the double quotes. We will be mentioning java -jar and comma, and inside the double quotes we will be specifying the jar name, that is demo.docker.jar. So once this is completed, we can now create the image out of it, and we will be getting an image of the Spring Boot application. So I will clear this. So in order to build this Docker file, we will be writing a command docker build -f, that is the file name, docker file, and we will be giving a tag name by which the image will be created with that name. So we will be mentioning spring demo docker, and finally the path from where it is residing. Currently it is the current path only. So as we can see, the build has started, and the first thing to run is OpenJDK. It is pulling OpenJDK from the Docker Hub itself. You can see it is being downloaded. So if it is first time, it will download. Otherwise it is already present locally, so it won't take much time. So let's wait once it is completed. So yeah, so you can see first step is already completed, and the second step, it is copying the jar file. Then it will expose the port, and the final step is the command. So you can see it is copied and the port is exposed, and the entry point that needs to be executed. So you can see it is successfully built, and you can see a hash code also there. So we can check whether this image is listing on the Docker locally. So it's in Docker image ls. So as you can see, the name we have given, by that name we have the package is also there, and OpenJDK is also present. So now what we need is, we need a MySQL container up and running. So we have a dependency in the Spring Boot application, we have a MySQL connection there. So we need a container, MySQL container, to be run. So in order to run a MySQL container, we can simply directly run a MySQL container. It will automatically pull it from the repository, and it will make the container up and running. So in order to do that, in docker run -d, that is discharge mode, it will be running in the background, and -p, that is a port which port we need to access from outside the container, that is 6033. I will be specifying any port you can give, and inside that 3306 is the MySQL port inside the container. Yeah, so we are linking this 6033 to 63306. So after that, we will be giving the database container a name, that is my minus name. This is a container name, you can simply give anything. I will be giving MySQL Docker, and now we need to specify some environment variables like password and root password and password, and the username is already there, so we will be using the root itself. So here in the environment variables, we will be specifying a root password for this. So MySQL _ root _ password, we will be giving it as root itself. And the next environment variable is using --env environment variable equal to MySQL password password equal to, that also we are giving the same, that is root, and then we will be specifying the database names. So we are going to environment variable equal to MySQL _ database equal to, so I have given the database name as demo for this application, so I will be giving the same name here, that is demo, and the program to run is MySQL. So we will be having a container up and running in the MySQL. So we have an error here. So I have given a double equal to, and I have misspelled the environment env, that is. So I will hit enter. So it is fine. That is trying to find it locally. So MySQL image is not found locally. So it will be pulling from the Docker Hub. As you can see, it is downloading. Since I am running it for the first time, it will take time because it needs to be downloaded. So if you are running for the second time, it will directly fetch it locally. So you can wait until it finishes. So downloading has finished, and I think it is now up and running. So we can check the container list that is running now. So Docker container ls, container ls, container. So we can see the MySQL container with the name we have given, MySQL Docker. So now we have the MySQL container up and running, and we have the Spring Boot image also. And now we need to check whether this database container contains any database. Since we have given a demo database name, so we need to check whether it is present or not. In order to enter the docker container, we will be directly entering the bash of the docker. So in order to do that, docker execute exec minus it and the container name. So that is MySQL docker space the bash. That is a program to execute. So we are inside the bash now. So we will be getting inside the MySQL now. MySQL minus u, that is the root, and minus p is the password, that is also the root. So now we have successfully logged into MySQL. So we will check whether it contains the database or not. We show databases. So you can see the demo database is there. Now we need to get into this demo and check whether anything is present inside the demo or so. Use demo and database change, and now show tables. Now you can see nothing is there, empty set. We have just created the data, so it's empty now. So we need to import this new database. I will clear that and will import docker execute MySQL docker, that is the container name, and we'll specifying the MySQL and the username and password. MySQL and password, then the database name, that is demo, and arrow sign, and we will be specifying the file. I have a demo data.sql that will be imported. So I think it is imported now. It has shown a warning about that giving the password in the terminal. We can check whether it is imported or not. So we already have the command to enter. So once we enter the bash into and then to MySQL, and from there we will be checking the database demo, and we will check whether we have a table login there. So it was successful. So we will exit from there, exit, and now once more exit from the bash. Now we have the MySQL container and Spring Boot image. So we can now link these two and run the Spring Boot application and deploy it in the 8082 port. So in order to do that, we'll clear the console. The command, we'll list the images what we have. We'll list and check the name of the image, Spring Boot Docker image list. So we can see we need to deploy this Spring Demo Docker. So the command we need here is docker run -t, and we need to link the MySQL container, that is minus link, and MySQL container name we will specify MySQL docker and the program to run was MySQL inside that. And now we'll specifying the port -p. So that is what we are exposing outside the container. So 8082 to 8082. I'm specifying the image name, that is Spring Demo Docker. And we'll hit enter. So we can just wait. The Spring will automatically build the application now. It will run the jar file and deploy it. Now the Spring is running now. Let's check whether the database connection is also getting successful or not. I think we got an error here. Let's check what it is. So there is a connection refused. communication link failure is there. So I think that I have some problem with the database connection. So yeah, I missed something. I haven't changed the host name in the database URL. So here we need to give the container name, that is our host now. So we will be giving it a MySQL Docker here. So and the password also is different. We have changed MySQL Docker and root. Now we need to build it. So I am skipping the text as of now. We don't need that now. We need to have a new image, new jar file built, and then we will create a new image. So Maven build is going on. So build is success now. Now we will go to terminal and we will build the image in order to deploy that. So docker build and the file name -f docker file and the tag name. We will be giving Spring Docker root path and hit enter. So as you can see, it is all JDK is already there. So first step is completed so fast. Yeah, so we have successfully created the Spring Boot Docker image. So then we will run this Docker image. We already have the command, so we will check that. We will change the port name and this image name. The image name is Spring Demo. Okay, Spring Docker, and we will change the port name also is 8082. So and we will hit enter. Let's wait and check whether this build is getting successful, whether it will run the application or not. Yeah, Spring. I think Spring is able to connect to the database. Yeah, it is up and running, I guess. It is, so you can see the context path is /demo and it is up in 8082. So we have linked 8082 to inner container port 8082. So we will be able to access this in 8082 itself. So I will try to access the Swagger here. So localhost 8082 demo swagger UI.html. So we'll check whether it is up and running. Yeah, we got the Swagger UI. I just had a one controller here, that is /user. That is deployed now, so it is successful now. So we got an error first time, was the host name was different since I was running in the local host and I forgot to change it. That was the one error, and one was the password. So we need to keep in mind that if we have a container, so we have to give the container name as the host and the password also to be same. So that's it. And server port is also you need to keep in mind that the same port you have to give in the Docker file also, and that is where we are exposing the port name. Docker file, check the third command that is exposing 8082. So that's it. We have successfully deployed the application. In case of any doubts, please reach out to me in the comment box below. I'll be answering your queries. Thank you.